did nothing with him, and so I have a good record. Okay. They always talk about everybody got skeletons somebody got skeletons in their closet. Not mine. That boy is clean. Just suits in that boy. Nice, suits from the old days. It ain't nothing, no skeletons. I took some money, I took somebody's girlfriend, I did this. None of that. And that's all on the record. Not only it's on the record, but everybody knows it because everybody watch you anyway, Like in Oakland, before I came here, everybody would just be watching. I know the nigga's lonely. So, I had to click the lights. It's time for, like we have family night, everybody, poor Imam just in his room by himself. And I said, it's time for y'all to go. I'll be like, okay, it's all over now. See y'all later. And they sitting there thinking, maybe I was lonesome. I ain't lonesome. I'm doing a job. I got a chance to do everything that they think is, all cutie pies and the money. I done already done that. And I know how to weigh and measure it. So I'm not impressed. And they got to go home with their wife. I don't have to go home with your wife. I don't have to go home with your wife and sit up there arguing. Y'all don't look happy to me. Niggas sitting around and arguing all the time. I don't care. It may look, you can pretend like how much fun y'all having, but I can see y'all rolling your eyes at each other, during the family night, and you can tell how well everybody getting along. And then, stupid stuff. Like, what's his name that got Malcolm's grandson killed? Hashim now. Hashim Alauddin. All them cutie pies at Berkeley. Imam Musa, would you tell Hashim that I almost said, hell with Hashim, what about the Imam? You know what I mean? I was younger then, in the 40s, but I didn't say that, of course. But I said, look at this Negro passing up all of these tenders. The whole Berkeley, And he come telling, he was at a meeting, all the sisters, Negro sisters, and who was there. He said, you couldn't melt a black woman and pour her on me. And the sisters were so mad at that low down nigga. You know what I mean? And I reminded him what he said, and he ain't said, I didn't say that. No, because he couldn't say it because everybody heard him. And 2 wives he had, Iranians, and not regular black-haired Iranians, other kind of Iranians. Anyway, and they sent Malcolm down there, and they just beat him to death. You know what I mean? They beat him with a baseball bat, at least that's what I heard. They just beat him. And them niggas, it's not that I was saying you ain't gonna do me like that, you little old funny behind niggas, but that's what they are. They little funny behind niggas. You know what I mean? To set up a guy like that and he ain't got no chance, to do nothing. He don't know what, he come in the program, Muslim programs with a tender. And then the little Iranian guy used to come here sometime. He'd have a program down in Texas, and Malcolm would stay with him. He said, Imam Musa, he don't even pray. He don't have no Islamic habits. I said, I know he don't. If you see him in a magazine and they got him there looking like Malcolm with the ring, you can know, and he don't have no game, and they just do. It's not, it don't make sense for them to do that to somebody, because he say, my Imam, my Sheikh is Hashim Alauddin. Hashim is the police. All of them out there is the police. Every last one of them is the police. And it don't make me no difference. That's the point I'm making. Look, I know who we are, and I know what we had to go through to get here. And those guys are policemen. And every policeman like them, they real tough on the prisoners and everything. But when the prisoners take over the penitentiary, you know the first thing them niggas say? I have a wife and children. Niggas say that. The police would be beating other niggas all the time. Well, the white people, that's the first thing all of them, I have a wife and children. But all these niggas got wives and children. They probably ain't taking care of them. They're in the penitentiary all the time. But that's the same thing. That's the kind of people they are. That's the kind of, all of these people are people that will have somebody like Imam Jamil in prison for over 20 years and is either gone blind or went blind. And we can't help him because we're too busy taking care of us. You know what I mean? And that's why they mess up what you're doing, because you can't, go and do what you was doing for them. We raised $300,000 something for them. I don't know what they did with the money. I ain't even asked. I just let it go. Quit. I'm just saying, well, $240,000, something like that. It was a nice piece. It was enough money for them to do something with. And y'all heard how they did his community down there? So why would it be so abnormal for me to say that everybody's the police? If all of them was the police, wasn't they? Except his poor son, everybody with him. It ain't new. He knew that. He told me that in '83. I said, man, it's nice. Everybody, in '83, we was looking the community, for those days, few little houses, nice basketball court, and niggas like you know what I mean? And they use it, and then it's a park. It's a community. As-salamu alaykum. I said, man, it's so nice. Everybody said, he said, they're not with me. That first thing Imam Jamil said in '83. Another thing I told him, I said, I was in Iowa and a couple of more places, and they said, they was asking me, how do we get to the good people of America? I told them, that's who you get. You go into prison. He said, no, but we want good people. I couldn't figure out what, and I told Imam Jamil, he said, yeah, they meant the white people. He said, there's a memo on that. I said, that's what he would, I would feed it to him, and he said, yeah, there's a memo on that. Yeah, there's a memo on that. Yeah, you're right. You see what I mean? And what happened when all of them turned their back on him? Every last one of them. Okay. And we should not ever get hooked up on husbands and wives. And when you look around, the people marry who the police tell them to marry. Yes, they do. And they get divorced when I put that little bit into that building on there to give more room at that house there, the lady moved. Simple as that. Looked in, it's almost finished. Okay, gotta go. And it's all fine with everybody. These are like rules. These are not abnormal things. The only thing I got to say is this is a period now when all of those things are coming to not the forefront, but this is a serious time. Boss Man had already showed who he was. He's going to throw everybody overboard. I know I've said this. It sounds, like redundant. And we've been saying this ever since any of y'all have been here. We've said the same thing over and over again for the 50,000th time. Boss Man throws everybody else overboard first. He's not going to get up on the ship and say, I did wrong and jump in the water. Hell no. Right? He going to tell you, walk the plank. But boss man, I thought, hey, you need a visa to stay on this ship? We don't have any more visas. You want to come to America from Afghanistan or from Iraq or from Syria? You done told on everybody? Hey, office is closed today. What about my wife? What about all of my poor little Afghani children? My hands is tied. Right? Look, boss man is so mean that it's not... you would have to have spent some time in the back room with him when nobody's there but you and him, and then that's when this is what I do, nigga. You have to, if you've been with him 2-3 times, you already know who he is. You don't have to ask nobody nothing about him. That's who that boy is. So here's what we're gonna do. That boy gotta go. And it ain't gonna be no 2-3 weeks. So it's gonna take longevity, a long time. We're gonna have to build up a force. That's what King meant. He couldn't stay around, but he said longevity has its place, right? Before he said, I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen the promised land. He said longevity has its place. Longevity does have its place. This is the thing that the Negro was missing from all the other successful African movements. The other people could do what they did and they could hide in the bush. The Negro couldn't hide in the bush. He did the city, it's more police in the city than it is niggas. Right? So he has no place to hide, no place to build up. He don't have the Sierra Madres like Fidel Castro had, where he can go and build up and take a breath, right? And slowly build an army. You couldn't do it in America. Just can't do it. So when we came back here, we had to have a plan. And longevity was a part of the plan, but not longevity which sacrifices dignity. Never did it and never even contemplated it. But alhamdulillah. And now this longevity has produced this longevity, this ability, this stickability, the ability to hold on, and the ability to put up with. You got to remember, nobody would even consider putting up with this for all of these years. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. I'm not going to say they couldn't do it. I'll just say they wouldn't do it or they haven't done it. Right? Historically, nobody has done it. We're in the arena by ourselves. It's all because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then there's the human element. The human element means that we had to have long-range thinking. Long-range discipline. You got to keep your pants zipped up. You can't have those things. You can't do it. Right? You can't, there's certain things, you can't do that. Right? So they say, this nigga celibate for 15 years, something is wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. But this is not important. This other stuff is important. You see what I mean? Building the movement is important. And you build a movement and the white man comes, he floods the movement, he does, that's okay. No problem, boss man. Step 1. Let's now go to step 2. Right? No big deal. Right? And all the time you got to look at it. He's getting weaker and you're getting stronger. He's getting dumber and exposed, Everything he does is being exposed, right? It's happened to everybody in history, but see, when you big, I looked at so many people, you write yourself out of that. Them niggas is little. I asked my partner that he was a nice, handsome brother, and he got addicted to heroin. He was slick though, but he got addicted. And he gave me a lot of game on what I was doing, because if you are involved in heroin and I'm doing marijuana and stuff, it's like night and day. But you got all the game. And so I was saying, man, what happened? How did you get as sharp as you are? He said, well, it's simple. He said, I started chipping. I said,